Hey guys,
Hello.
you seem real on your high horse right now, Anand. We get it, dude.
No,
We
I'm not
get
happy
it.
about anything.
It's a big
I just
deal.
wish you guys took me more seriously
Listen,
earlier.
I wish I would have stocked up. Okay, I'm wearing a mask.
Have you been to a market recently?
What's even crazier is I haven't shaked anyone's hands in like 2-something weeks. I wore a mask in January. I looked at my Instagram when I posted that ridiculous picture where everyone was making fun of me. I'm from the future.
Yeah, so shit's getting kind of crazy, man. I'm curious. This is how I want to start off the pod. I bought a PlayStation this weekend.
Okay. That's how serious it's getting.
Yeah, that's how serious it's getting. My whole time living in LA, I have never owned a gaming device because
They're stupid.
got shit to do.
Yeah.
Instagram takes enough time out of my life. Now TikTok. But I figured in preparation for spending a lot more time at home, why not treat myself to the PlayStation? So that's the big difference that I'm making in my life. I'm just wondering what you guys are doing for yours.
So we're finally coming to terms that we have to have the TV on a little bit more because we can't go anywhere.
Oh yeah, Dom's probably like, what?
And so we're trying to at least introduce some piece of content that maybe we could watch besides garbage trucks dropping off trash and picking up trash.
Yeah, you might lose your mind.
And so
Like 2 months straight
of
of garbage
trucks
trucks.
just going back and
No
forth.
human contact.
I was like, oh my God.
Yep.
So finally,
Because he could watch that for 12 hours.
if we left it on repeat, he would watch it the whole day, not blink once.
Got it.
Not blink.
How much have you been drinking?
So I'm trying to start drinking at 5 p.m.
Like not until.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 to 7, 5 to 8, I'm drinking. And then, I go to sleep pretty early.
Yeah.
By 9:30, I'm in bed.
I just figured big tequila guy, nothing to do. Might as well
Sitting
get
at
drunk
home.
and watch a garbage truck. And Dom, you want to dance?
literally after, because we're trying to limit it to like 15, 20-minute intervals.
Yep.
So finally, Haley turned on a movie when I went for a run. And I was like, oh, what are you guys watching? Frozen, which he was into for a little bit. Then we were trying to I always wanted to see like Moana and all these he wasn't into it. Finally, he was like, I want to watch Rudolph. So there's like a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer from like the 60s. That's literally like stick animation almost. So he's sitting there watching that.
Yep.
And I was like, come on, dude. You're killing me.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
If only he was a little older or a little younger. Younger, he wouldn't know the difference if
Know
you were
the
watching
difference.
anything.
Yeah, but now he has an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can't be watching this like 1967 like Rudolph rendition.
Yeah, that's rough. What about you, Anand?
We're grounded. So we're Mav's of the age where he's content agnostic and he's just playing with his toys and he doesn't
that's
give a
great.
shit.
Yeah.
So
Good for you.
we're not at the point where he has opinions. It's just like
You're
he's
watching
just,
like Power and shit.
yeah.
People murdering each other.
Motherfucker, this is what we're doing.
He's just doing his
Just
own
playing with
thing,
blocks.
playing with his normal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
he's playing
cool.
with blocks,
Good for
doing his
you.
own thing.
We've done a lot
But
of
it's very different because I think it's really easy to quarantine when you're an adult with no kids. Just watch movies, order pizza, and relax.
Oh, it's
sleep.
been great,
drink,
actually.
jerk off.
I've really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been really
Literally
enjoying
my
it.
last 3 days.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's like, you know what? It's time to jerk off.
She's like, fuck it. Jerk off again?
You know what? Give me that Corona and Modelo.
But
and
we have a human to entertain.
yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Which is very so you can easily go to the park and boom, kill 2 hours.
Yep.
You
Between
can't go to the
walking
park.
there, playing that. You can't do that anymore.
We
Go
literally
to the Grove, walk 30 minutes, hang out for an hour and a half, boom, walk. That's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, okay.
We've been circling our neighborhood, a lot of walks around the neighborhood, just
fair.
like in a few blocks. And
Yeah.
then Sunday morning, we were up early, so we drove down to Santa Monica and literally just walked on the beach, on the sand, there was actually a decent amount of people because the weather was kind of nice, but we literally just walked around. And then we ran into my friend Casey, who listens to the pod. She was going for a run, and she was like, I love what you guys are doing. People are not being informed properly. Keep doing what you guys are doing, which is awesome. And I think people are struggling with spending time. I think people are the most struggling with meals, because I think specifically in like younger millennial, urban millennials don't really cook at home.
Yeah.
So
I cook. On that list.
We cook a decent amount, and so now we're just cooking all our meals at home. But I could see that it's going to be like a thing, like quarantine 15.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you go to college, you get freshman 15. People are going to gain weight.
Yeah.
Like I saw one guy
Plus you can't go to the gym.
One guy posts from Barstool. He's like, I ate all my frozen mozzarella sticks in one day.
Yeah. And you're not even moving to go work it off.
No.
Oh my gosh. Here's what I want to, because people are actually like getting their updates from us, I wanted to check in on this with you guys too. People are really panicking. And I think all the videos of the grocery stores and the toilet paper debacle, and like one of our employees just called me on the way here and was like, hey, I'm like really scared. Like how should I be treating this?
Yeah.
My opinion, I'm curious on your guys', is look, this is very, very serious. We need to take very serious measures to stop it from spreading. Mm-hmm. That being said, for young, healthy people, if you're not out and about shaking hands and doing all that, you're probably not going to get it. If you do, it's probably not going to be that bad. The reason why we need to take such dramatic measures is because for old people, it is deadly. And it can be brutal on young people too, depending. But like it could be devastating with the amount of deaths with people with pre-existing conditions. Hospitals are going to fill up. Even if you need a ventilator, you need some oxygen, you won't be able to go get it if you're a young person maybe. That being said, no reason for all the toilet paper to be gone.
Yeah.
I don't foresee a day where you are like mandatory quarantined. There's police in the streets. You can't leave your apartment. You're starving to death.
You don't see that?
No way.
I mean, we just got told we have a curfew.
Yeah, but no, like...
And 7 days ago, everyone was mocking the fact that people were lining up at grocery stores.
I still think that's ridiculous.
Everyone's underestimating the severity of where this can go if people don't actually act responsibly. Like the dumbasses in Nashville partying and like, fuck you, Corona.
That's stupid.
And even
but you
in
think
Chicago,
there's a day where at 2 p.m. you can't go to the grocery store?
I mean, we can't leave at 9 p.m. as of, I think, tomorrow in California. What's 2 p.m.? 7 hours?
So, you know, in California, Gavin Newsom said shutting down all nightclubs, bars, and then restaurants to be maintained at 50% capacity. Mm-hmm. CDC also came out and said, we are recommending no gatherings of 50 or more people. Mm-hmm. So in places like France, everything is closed except for grocery stores, pharmacies, and gas stations. That can happen here by Friday.
Yeah, that doesn't worry me.
But
I'm saying you can't get food. Like I'm saying you're starving in your apartment.
Yeah. So
I don't see that how you're not gonna let people die.
No, so I agree. I don't think it'll get.
No, but cops and National Guard in the streets is a realistic possibility very soon.
Sure. I'm talking about like stocking up on groceries because you will not be able to physically get food if you were starving and dying. That's what I'm saying. Even in Italy, you can go where it's like horrendously bad. You can go to the grocery store to get food to survive.
Yeah. So I think one of the more extreme cases will be everything gets shut down except for grocery stores, pharmacies, maybe gas stations, and then a very strict much earlier curfew than like a 9 p.m., like even earlier, because they don't want to encourage people just together. Because I think the problem is that even Saturday night in LA, so many people were out and about.
Yeah.
And so
people are just stupid. That's the problem. We have to do all this shit because people are dumb.
And you know who the dumbest group of people are? There's two groups of people.
Tell me.
One is Pete's generation, complete fucking morons.
That's for sure, yeah.
The other is surprisingly who I see everywhere, just sitting out, eating coffee, drinking coffee, like ready to die, are old people.
Yep.
Old people have decided this is it for them. And I'm talking about old rich people because we all live in nice neighborhoods and I see who's out and about. It's not like Joe America. It's these arrogant, wealthy people. So Gen Z, younger millennials, I think their mentality is we have nothing to lose. We're healthy. Fuck it. We're going to get fucked up. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Older people think because they have money or because I don't even know where the arrogance came from. I'm hearing this from a lot of my friends' parents. They don't think it's a big deal. So maybe like, oh, we lived through a war or whatever, we can live through this. And they're the ones that are going to get hurt. They're the ones still traveling. They're the ones causing half the spread.
I mean, at the early part of Corona in America, it's actually a rich person's disease. Who has the money to go to Italy and ski and go to like all these different places that were hotbeds and then travel and hop around from Milan Fashion Week to Paris to London to New York and then come back to LA and you're in a hospital?
Yeah, that's for sure.
It originated, like the irony is the rich people are the most arrogant about this and it affects rich people the most. Yeah, because who's been exposed to this the most? Like if you're just in a suburb and you're just minding your own business, going to your job 9 to 5, going home and cooking at home, which is most people do, you probably, the chance of exposure are much lower than a rich person.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. My point, and I guess you guys don't totally agree, but my point is I do think we need to take it really serious. I think this is like crazy how far it's already gotten, but I just don't see a scenario where you can't go to the grocery store to get more bread. And you're dying.
But what happens if supply chain gets disrupted and bread can't even get to the market?
Well, why would that happen though? Like, why would
you have curfews and people aren't able to work? People aren't being paid their wages, so they stop showing up.
Well, let me say this: if that happens, I think it's all out Armageddon. I think it's literally like people with guns in the street. Like,
and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's like a 0% chance. I'm not going to say it's a 20% chance, but it's greater than 0.
Did you see the line for the gun store?
I'm sure it was long.
It was longer than
anytime.
Store. This is the problem with, I think, Americans, period. It's the arrogance that this can never happen to us. Yeah. Oh, these are things that happen elsewhere. And we're paying for it now. We have a fucking curfew. New York City just announced that restaurants can't be opened unless it's delivery or takeout. This is the penalty of arrogance.
Yeah, I agree. I'm talking about people
what do you mean?
Like
this is
killing their neighbor to get bread.
I know, but so 7 days ago, we would have never thought about a curfew. So they may say, you know what?
Didn't I say, what are the odds of a major city in lockdown? And you guys laughed at me?
Probably, yeah.
And we're like, here.
I don't remember.
But I remember, actually. Yeah, we did.
But here's the thing. In 2 weeks, in a week, they may say it's the best interest to just completely lock everything down for a period of time, whether it be 7 days, 12 days, 14 days, whatever it is, because that will cause less deaths than a few hundred idiots that didn't go grocery shopping and are going to starve to death. It takes a lot to starve to death, by the way.
I don't know. I mean, I guess.
You don't need that much food.
No, and people
like I've gone.
You need like one meal a day
without eating and been completely fine.
No, you're talking about a day.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, if you ration your supplies, you don't need to eat all your frozen mozzarella sticks in one day. Like, ration it. Have one a day, and you'll last for a month. Here's the thing: is that we're not at this point acting disciplined in our personal lives to help the situation. So if it ends on like military lockdown, it's our fault because we didn't follow the rules.
No, it's Pete's generation's fault, for the record, and the rich people.
And rich old people.
I didn't do shit. I didn't even go to Super Bowl.
Yeah. Super Bowl looked like that was a Petri dish.
I'm the victim here.
Yeah. I'm surprised everyone at Super Bowl didn't get it, given what we saw.
Yeah, it was just too
dumb
early.
To even go to that.
It was too early. Okay, so then you guys are saying all out anything could happen.
I'm just saying, stop being arrogant and thinking the extremes can't happen. We're already at the extreme. Why can't it go further? So just prepare yourself, is all I'm saying. And it was unconscionable 7 days ago to say, hey, next time we record the Monday pod, you have a 9 p.m. curfew. We got to wrap this shit up.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. What happens if I'm out like driving past?
Well, I don't look.
Isn't that like for nightclubs and bars?
It's for restaurants of a non-essential.
Sure. So I mean, a little different. I just want to like my goal.
Yeah.
Is to
it's not martial law where like you're out at 9:15, you're getting gunned down.
Like I just want to be careful not to.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think that is actually causing a lot of the trouble. Like I think there are people that do have kids and whatever it may be that actually need their weekly supplies that can't get it because all these idiots are going to Ralph's, stocking up. Like I think there's another side to this too.
I agree.
That's the panic could also cause a lot of damage.
Yes, I agree. And I don't think we're at the point. If we end up at France and Italy, grocery stores, pharmacy, gas stations still open. And I think
that's Italy is like worst case. The death rate there is insane.
Yeah.
The rate of cases is insane.
Yeah.
It's really, really bad there.
Yeah.
But you can still go get your food if you need to. Like people aren't eating their cats in their apartment.
Exactly. We're not, and we don't know where we'll go from here. I think they're going to keep putting in rules, hoping that people actually follow them.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't spread. Because if, for example, 5 days from now, the hospitals are not flooded with cases, then maybe they don't have to be as extreme.
Yeah, because the issue
it's the hospitals.
The issue isn't the death rate is going to skyrocket further from a percentage standpoint. It's that we just don't even know cases and whatever. The real issue, the reason why everyone's calling it flattening the curve, which is what you've probably read a million times over the last 72 hours, it's because if you don't flatten the curve, you're going to collapse the healthcare system. So forget corona patients. It's people with heart attacks and cancer and this and that. No one will be able to enter a hospital if we're flooded with people with a debilitating respiratory disease on top of all the health issues. Like we said this on this podcast, the baseline of the healthcare system is a shortage of beds. So now you just have this new thing that's bringing thousands and thousands of new patients, and that's how you collapse the healthcare system, which is why the measures are so drastic.
Yep, agreed. Okay, so we're kind of on slightly different pages, but similar.
I think I've been on the same page I've been on for 5 weeks.
I just don't think people are legitimately very, very scared that they won't be able to eat. And I don't think that's a realistic. Like I think they're
scared about the wrong thing. I'll tell you that much. I think the fact that people are panic buying toilet paper and guns tells me they don't even understand what we're actually.
Well, the gun thing might work.
I mean,
just saying, if you have a AR-15 and a shit ton of bullets and you need some macaroni and cheese, guess what's easy to get?
Yeah, you shoot a bunch of people and get some macaroni
or whatever,
and cheese.
go kick down your elderly neighbor's thing and say, listen, motherfucker, I'm sorry I got to do this. Do you have Velveeta? It'll work.
Yeah, then in that case, go buy a gun.
Yeah, I think a gun might be the best thing you can buy.
The problems are really stemming from urban areas. So LA, New York, San Francisco, Chicago, these are densely populated cities where people are just not following the rules at all.
Yeah.
When you leave those areas, people are reacting very differently. People are going to the grocery store, buying what they need, and sitting their ass at home.
Yeah.
The problem is we're stuck with a bunch. We have two edge cases: young people who don't care, and then old people who don't care. And
the young people are the most active that are traveling this disease all around.
Yeah, I mean, and the
old people are the ones most susceptible to having negative consequences.
So we'll have to see. I mean, look, we'll see. Everyone's been DMing me and emailing me this Stafford Act, which is a disaster relief act that a president can enact, which would essentially shut everything down, and then FEMA would be able to give some sort of funds to kind of help some of the shortage we're having.
So here's what else is happening. Everyone that I know all of a sudden has a contact at the Pentagon.
Yes.
And
everyone has a contact.
Those are all fake, by the way.
Yeah, so everyone has a contact
fake.
at the Pentagon. And the Pentagon and Jim over there at the Pentagon that knows literally everyone I know is letting everyone know on the low that
the government's getting shut down.
Yeah, tomorrow there's going to be a huge announcement. Stock up, get your guns.
Yeah.
It's all coming
those messages are the equivalent of like 20 years ago, like pass this around to 10 people on an email and you get $1 million.
Yeah, or if you don't, you're going to have the worst week of your life.
Right.
Yeah. Well, listen, shout out to all my friends that know everyone at the Pentagon.
Yeah, everyone
didn't know everyone's Edward Snowden.
Everybody. Literally, I know so many people in the government.
Yeah, I mean, and what's problem is 7 days ago, the stuff that I was getting sent along was very similar in the fact that there's no way that's true. And now, unfortunately, all those things are coming true.
Yes.
It may just be foreshadowing what we may see in the future. But there is, even the mayor, New York City, people didn't believe a week ago that could get shut down. And now it's essentially getting to that point. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to wait and see what the next steps are.
Okay. So let's jump into some quick headlines that are going on about it. And rifle through those real quick.
Yeah.
First thing is there's a Chinese official that is spreading a conspiracy theory that the United States spread the coronavirus.
So genius by the Chinese official.
Sure.
Because in their country, I was on a call with a friend of mine. I don't know if I was supposed to be. I don't know how I got conferenced in, but they had their factory. They had their sourcing agent on the phone from Guangzhou, and I was on the phone randomly. And the way this agent was praising the quick, swift response of the Chinese government is unbelievable.
Yeah, China. You know what's so weird is this happened because of China.
Yeah.
But China's somehow the hero here.
Yes, and
there's no sanctions. Nothing's being done.
And they're back to normal.
They just reopened the Apple Store.
In fact, I was literally joking with my wife. I'm like, we should just go to China.
You might as well.
I mean,
We should go to Shanghai, post up at the Four Seasons. It's probably dirt cheap right now. Stay there for $80 a night and just come back in a month. When you guys are killing each other for bread, I'll be getting chow mein, motherfucker.
Why don't you guys send me first? I'll check it out.
Here's the
now
irony.
I'm not wasting the money on the flight. I want to go.
Here's the irony. Apple's closed all stores globally except for China.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And Nike.
And
Nike's
Supreme.
closed every
and
store,
Glossier. Everyone. Urban Outfitters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starbucks finally said you can't come and sit and hang out anymore.
Thank God.
What about the open restrooms? Have they changed that?
I mean, I haven't used a public restroom in like 10 days.
I might never again in my life after this.
I've only used it to wash my hands. Like,
I mean, that is like a death sentence.
no, you napkin up, napkin
you got-
up,
there's
boom,
a
boom,
process.
boom. There's
Come
no
on.
process.
So when we were at the beach today, I drank like a full bottle of water before we got there, and I had to go to the bathroom so bad. I'm like, I'd rather have bladder disease. I'm not going in that beach public restroom.
No, I don't blame you. Okay, well, I think it does sound like China is the safest place to go. And also, I would say that is the most hopeful. Once again, you guys are right. China can do things that we can't.
Yeah.
But the cases in China were way higher than any other country. And the fact that they're getting back to normal. I mean, sure, it was, 2 months, 3 months? But that's at least promising.
And
Unless they saw another spike, like,
No.
oh, fuck, we thought we had it, but we don't. I'd be like, oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'll give you an example. Sorry to interrupt, but I got 3 sets of emails from vendors in China saying, I hope you're doing okay. I will send you some masks.
Same.
It is same. It's full on pity for Americans now.
Fuck you guys. You sent it here.
You sent it here. And they're like,
assholes.
I know you're going to be late on your payment, but can you send here's some fucking masks?
Yeah, you know what? We should be late on our payments the same way they were late on shipping their goods. And be like, sorry, man, you know
It
the
happens.
thing.
Yeah. And it's crazy the confidence of these Chinese people. They're like, we're completely fine now. We're back to work.
Yep.
Let us know what you need. And it's just that type. So I think we're going to talk about it later, but I just want to jump into it.
Go ahead.
Bob Iger quits.
Yep.
And I was pinning Me Too on him. We talked about it.
That was messed up.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I take it all back. When did Mark Packer from
That was a while ago. That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that was me too.
Okay, that was Me Too. Okay.
Yeah.
That was pre 2020.
If he saw that coming, he's literally Nostradamus.
Yeah, here's knowing what we know about coronavirus today. Bob Iger saw what was happening in China. I'm sure a lot of executives, because they saw a country handling a situation that no other country in the world can handle accordingly. And they saw the impact of their business. And then I see Bill Gates leaves the board of Microsoft because he's like, fuck this.
Yep.
Berkshire Hathaway, he left the board. Everyone is leaving boards, quitting board seats, dropping as CEOs because they're like, this is all a waste of time.
Yeah.
On February 27th, I wrote in the newsletter, on the same day pretty much, the same week, Bob Iger from Disney stepped down as CEO. Salesforce CEO Keith Block stepped down. MasterCard CEO AJ stepped down. Uber Eats CEO, Hulu CEO, MGM CEO, IBM CEO, and Match.com CEO. All dropped down like the last week in February.
They all knew.
Nobody
They
wants
all
that
knew.
smoke. Who wants to battle that shit?
And I'll give you the case of Disney. Disney is so screwed. I was literally thinking about it. They have ESPN. They have ABC. That's an NFL, NBA contract. Toilet. They own theme parks. toilet. They're in the movie business, box office, toilet. Their core businesses are
they're going to
toilet.
crater. So I bet you Iger got the call from Disney China. It's like, you guys aren't prepared for this. It's going to be a wrap over there.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, I'll step down preemptively and not get blamed and not get tied up into it, because no one's going to run that story, Bob Iger and you.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, it only got serious the last 7 days. Just on to add to how China handles things, there's a big Chinese tycoon who sounds like he's super wealthy, super powerful, wrote an essay criticizing President Xi about his handling of the coronavirus, called him a clown. He has since disappeared.
Yeah. Don't call him a clown.
Yeah, don't do that. Nope.
So you talk about that, the reason why they can flatten the curve real quickly.
They can flatten anything.
Yeah.
You can flatten your grandma, flatten your best friend, flatten the curve. Jesus. Did you see Trump on his little speech being like, listen,
Yeah.
we got it all fully under control.
Why are you going to go to the grocery store and buy all that stuff?
Come on. Just get enough for yours just for the week. And
Sounds
relax.
like drama.
Yes, I agree. I'm with Donald.
Yeah.
God.
It's the president should avoid speaking. I'll tell you the only smart thing he did on his press conference on Sunday was he spoke and he walked away and he didn't do Q&A. He is not equipped to answer questions. He is a fucking moron. He has no idea what's going on. His opinions are stupid. He walked away, let Pence kiss his ass for 5 minutes, and then they brought in the lady, I think Dr. Fauci, I forget what her name is, who's kind of leading the charge, and the other gentleman. And those people answer the questions, and Trump just kind of stepped away.
Yeah.
And I think he is terrifying. Honestly, when he speaks, I'm so nervous. Like literally my stomach is turning because I'm afraid of what this bonehead's going to say to scare the entire world.
It was funny. So
He's actually doing the opposite. That's why I think it's going to work.
to your point, I saw Ian Bremmer, who's like this famous foreign policy dude. It's like Trump has clearly told us that he can't handle it, but he's also smartly handed it off.
Yeah.
Like, you guys deal with this.
Yeah.
But if he did that from the start, we wouldn't be here.
Yes, and that's...
He called it a hoax 7 days ago.
Yeah, nobody's going to
And now
remember
cities
that.
are shutting down.
Yeah.
No, they will...
I don't think this is my prediction. I know yours is different.
Yeah.
I think the way he goes through this, not to mention if there's some sort of weird, I don't know how it works, but like delay in the election anyway. But the way he goes through this is actually more likely to get him reelected than vice versa.
So, one, I don't think there can be any delay in election. There's a lot of articles out there on how difficult it would be to postpone an election.
That's good.
The scary stat is 48% of people do approve of the way he's handling this whole situation.
Yeah, because most people didn't want to believe it's real.
So,
And they forget, like when he's on the news now, like, hey, everyone relax, don't go to the grocery store. People are like, thank you, Donald.
and I think I agree with you. Sitting here today, that's how people feel. Sitting here 90 days from now, when jobs are lost, wealth is lost, retirement accounts are down, and we don't know. There's so much uncertainty. Uncertainty is not good for anyone running for re-election because it doesn't make you feel confident. I mean, we have in our own like friends group chats, I see the way people are just genuinely pissed off at the way Trump handled the situation. And I think very smart people who I'm waiting for when the president is giving a speech and then like the CDC director or any of the doctors that have been kind of helping on this, they're like, you know what? That motherfucker is dead wrong and he's going to get you all killed. Please listen to us. That's going to happen in the near future.
I wish it would. I just don't think it will.
I think that we're at this cusp of this wave of energy going into focusing on everyone's lives as opposed to anything else. Because even today, there was still talk. This is Sunday press conference was talking about that the Fed had cut interest rates to 0.
Yep.
So what that means is if you wanted to borrow money, you could essentially borrow it at no interest rate.
Yeah.
And so people who have mortgages can refi and lower their mortgage rates, and credit card interest rates will go down. And that's what he was most proud of.
Yep.
He wasn't proud of the fact of that we're going to get testing expedited. He wasn't proud of the fact that we're going to react to things better. He's so fixated on the economy. And what happened? 15 minutes after that happened, S&P and Dow futures opened up, limit down 5%.
Yeah. But why do you think that was connected?
Because
You think people know he's not handling it properly?
no, because they know that like that was the biggest thing the Fed could do is make interest rates zero. That is the one last kind of bullet in their chamber.
Got it.
And they're like, okay, that's not going to stimulate us spending money.
Yep.
Right? It's not going to save jobs. It's not going to empty hospital beds.
Yeah.
You know, it's just being realistic on what the impact is from a strategy like that. And I think if he had came in and said, we're going to give $500 billion to make sure every American that needs a hospital bed can get one, then people might react differently because then you're not afraid of getting it. And God forbid you get it, you know you'll get the proper health care. The problem is today, people think, like especially elderly people, if they get it, they're dead.
Yeah.
If you walk in, you know, with any shot of that in your life, you're not going to take that risk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Fed lowering interest rates and just pumping liquidity to institutional investors and effectively enabling rich people to get richer.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help the actual crisis where restaurants and bars are closed now. Waiters and bussers and staff and managers don't have paychecks
Hotels.
that can't pay rent. Hotels have 8% occupancy that are going down to zero. The Wynn's closing.
MGM's
closing. I mean, all the hotels are going to close. Like, this is a normal person crisis, not a financial crisis, and stop treating it as such. Sure, you'll get little bumps because you'll have, you know, huge institutional investors that can pour more money into the stock market, but it doesn't solve what's actually happening, which are people are going to stop having paychecks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like, that's this
think
week. That's not
gonna-
next week.
That's going to have to come, though, right? I mean, I think that
But
this
how is that going to be distributed? Who's getting paid what?
Sure, no idea. And I'm sure it's going to be an absolute mess and whatever. But separate from my point that I think Trump's followers think that he's a great leader, I think that this is their last attempt at how to stimulate the economy. And then they're going to have to do something so dramatic that they don't even realize that they're going to have to do yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're going to, I mean, I don't know what that even looks like. I don't know that it even works. I think the people out of jobs is a very, very real problem. Like the same way I don't think not being able to go get bread is, but maybe not being able to afford it
Yeah.
is a really real problem.
And I think that's where we'll have to see companies really step up. The companies that are flush with cash. This is where, you know, people talk about payroll tax being delayed, you know, or canceled for the rest of the year, maybe income tax. What are the different levers the government can pull to make sure people have? I think the biggest thing the one thing I saw AOC that I actually agree with is like putting a moratorium on eviction notices because people are going to struggle to pay rent.
Yeah.
Like the people that work in the service industry specifically. So what are we doing for those people? Because that will get very, very low income housing can get ugly very, very quickly. And so those are the different things that like, I think we really have to, people need to like, I hope very wealthy companies and people spend time isolating like specific issues for different groups of people and addressing them. Because since everyone is affected by this, there's a healthcare issue. There's like a food issue. There's a low income issue. There's, you know, can everyone get a delay on paying warehouse and office rent?
It affects
My
like, literally-
personal preference.
Asking
I'm
for
just
a friend.
throwing out, asking for myself.
No, but I mean, just drive around Los Angeles. Restaurants are falling off a cliff in terms of people dining in. Like the numbers are just staggering. We've heard from all our friends who do own restaurants.
So Open Table posted something. This is on Friday.
Yeah, so-
this is pre all the chaos. New York and San Francisco were down 50+%. LA was down 40%. This is pre-Friday.
you realize like a healthy restaurant runs at a 5 to 10% margin. If you're through the roof, it's 15 to 20% operating income. This literally bankrupts the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's not just it trickles down to from the busser to the waiter to the staff to the owner who can't pay his lease payments. Then the building owner can't pay his mortgage. Like it's so bad, and like no one. I mean, not no one, but like the consequences of this are so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's like you can't even overstate it.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
It's so serious that ISIS has told their jihadists to take a break from
I
travel.
mean, who would have thought ISIS would have a travel ban?
So here's the discipline of a great terrorist organization. They have told their people via their newsletter or however they communicate. New York Post is reporting.
Their group chat, I think.
They have their own group chat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be a wild chat.
Yeah.
And they've said, you know what? It's God's will if you survive, so you should sit your ass at home.
Yes. I mean, that is wild. Has ever in history something like that happened? There've been
I mean, these are people that literally
lockdown?
blow themselves up for like a living.
No,
And they're-
that's their entire purpose is to blow yourself up.
Yeah.
and they're even
They're like, man, it's not worth catching the corona.
no one wants the flu.
yeah.
But as soon as this is over, we're strapping the bomb vest.
Yeah,
back on.
yeah. If I'm gonna have unlimited
Or
virgins,
maybe they think like, or it could be just strategy, right? Like large gatherings are now eliminated.
So there's
Your
no-
effectiveness.
Oh my God, worst case. Okay, I don't even want to joke about this. Every time I joke, I feel like this isn't good, but damn it. That's all you had to do to stop terrorism. And
eliminate
large
large
gatherings.
yes. And they're like, what are we gonna kill 12 people? It's a waste of time.
Not worth it.
Like what's going on at the Grove right now? 0 people.
Zero.
There's people. I bet you there's people.
So
Tourists.
I saw as of Friday it was 75% traffic down. Cherry Coke Zero posted from the Grove, and there was all this social distancing at the theater. He like took some images.
Oh, like one group there, one
Yeah.
group there. Yeah,
Well, both to even go to the theater. Help the theater business.
yeah, that's wild. I would never go to the theater. Okay, couple more because we're
Yes.
just
Yeah.
having too much fun. Spain is gonna lock it down.
Spain's locking it down.
Shit's
France
getting
is
wild.
locking it down.
France is locking it down. ICE is locking it down. Isolation. We talked about that. So today, Gavin Newsom. That was today, right?
Yep.
Did a address. He is calling for home isolation of everyone 65 and older, which is great. Stay the fuck indoors, you
Yeah.
old. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yes.
Anyway,
Going skiing.
I'm like, hey, this thing's called the Boomer Remover, and you're out freaking getting a latte?
Yeah.
Relax. Okay, closing bars and wineries and all that stuff. Like Anand said, there will be a 9 o'clock curfew going into effect. Essentially, it sounds like what they're trying to do is just completely stop. Like, don't go around people unless you absolutely need to.
Yeah, and I think that's like the first step in hoping that people actually stay home. I mean, outside of bars, restaurants, I don't know where else. I saw a church open today on South Fairfax, and I saw like 2 people walking in, but it looked pretty light.
Yep.
So I think people are taking those things seriously.
I just wonder, like, who are those people? Like, I on yesterday driving around saw people like in like gyms, like those group gyms.
Orange Theory.
Yeah, like Orange Theory
Yeah.
and all that bullshit. There's all like a bunch of like pop-up ones,
Yeah.
or new ones, packed with people just sweating and coronating all
I'm
over each
telling you,
other.
because like LA millennials are idiots. They're peak idiots.
Yeah,
They're
Did you
gonna
say
get wiped
Pete?
out.
Did you say Pete idiots?
Hey,
Pete idiots, sure. I said peak idiots, but
watch yourself over there.
yeah.
Pete,
I
what'd
mean,
you do
go
this weekend?
outside, do a lap around your neighborhood by yourself if you have to work out.
Pete, what'd you do this weekend?
You want to know what I actually did this
I do.
weekend? Nothing.
Okay, good.
You didn't hang out with anyone.
Oh no, I hung out with people.
Where'd you hang out?
Like we don't need to get into the details. Okay?
We'd like to.
It was less than the recommended number of people in a group.
In a, like
It was small.
in like an apartment.
Yeah.
How many people?
Like 20 people in an apartment?
That's
Oh,
probably
no.
worse than going to a bar.
It was only 2 of us.
Oh, it was only 2 people.
You get what I'm getting at here?
Okay.
Oh,
so
wow.
your boyfriend
Oh,
came
you,
over.
yeah,
What was his name?
yeah.
Jerry.
Okay.
Me and
Little
Jerry.
grinder hookup for you.
Yeah. We're bunkered up all weekend. Good weekend.
Okay, good for you. Okay, then Georgia just postponed its presidential primary.
This is where I think people are getting scared that the election would get potentially postponed.
Got it.
And primaries, I think either they need to all be absentee and give people like 30 days to figure it out to vote. There are going to have to be some precedents on the way people vote for the primaries. I think in this type of scenario, there was a debate Sunday night with Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders to an empty audience. I didn't get to watch most of it. I literally just caught a few highlights. The biggest highlights, I think, are that they both pledged to have female vice president as their running mate. So that...
Wait, Bernie and...
Well, Biden did for sure. I didn't see Bernie.
I thought...
Biden definitely said, which, like, great, but, like, who is it? So you've eliminated half the...
No, there's probably two women.
But what kind of shit is that?
It's either Tulsi Gabbard or Kamala Harris.
But are those guys...
Michelle Obama? She ain't gonna work.
No, so just, I don't know. It's just a weird,
That's weird.
Name
Just
her.
fucking do it. I got an idea. Just pick who's going to lead the best.
I know, but...
Don't be like, okay, I promised you, I will have a non-binary, female, blah, blah, blah.
Gender-neutral
Trust me.
female.
Just trust me.
Cara Delevingne.
What's this do for my numbers? Like, what are you doing? Just lead. Are either of those guys addressing Corona like super?
I'm sure they're just bashing the administration. That's what I'd guess.
There's such a wide open chance to be like, here's what we need to do.
They are. A lot of the questions were around that. Okay. And I think Bernie Sanders, honestly, is probably the most equipped to actually answer those questions because
he's just trying to give everyone money.
Yeah, because his socialism ways actually gives everyone health care
You're right.
in this new world, which is going to be very, very important.
I just got to say, Pete, whoever made it or found it, the photo that we posted on Instagram this week was like, I think super underrated. The one about like the fact that cancel culture finally won.
Yeah.
Because literally everything's canceled. Who would have thought? Like we thought cancel culture was done.
Yeah.
They won.
Everything's canceled.
Oh yeah, my everything's canceled.
I wonder what they do now. Like, what do you rally about? What do you cancel?
There'll be things to cancel. So interesting on that. I was thinking about how carbon emissions have been affected by the last 3 weeks. So in China, they say it's about down around 25%. Okay. That places in China are seeing blue skies for the first time.
Nice.
In America, it's got to be equivalently down, if not more. My guess is more.
Yeah.
And Greta is obviously very happy by all these climate change. Where she's going to lose is plastic is through the roof.
No, you're right.
Like people are just chucking plastic everywhere they go.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, plastic's hot.
And energy usage is out of control. So I would love to hear from like an AWS or any cloud computing company about how much people are sitting on the internet, using Netflix, sitting on video games.
Oh, it's wild.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, just the internet is just getting slammed right now.
Yep.
So energy usage is obviously through the roof.
Yeah, this is wild. Okay. Okay, another thing, we talked about it briefly, but they're strongly considering a lockdown in New York. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's already pretty like desolate. I saw some pictures in Daily Mail today. They took from above different street corners that are usually extremely crowded on a Sunday afternoon, and the weather seems to be pretty nice. So I think people are taking it seriously, but then you see like random small restaurants packed to the brim of people. I'm supporting small business. Order takeout then, you jackass. Yeah. Like even with our friends at Hwood, at Nice Guy and Delilah, we were on a group chat. We're like encouraging them to push delivery. So they started creating a campaign, gave discounts at Nice Guy and Delilah to encourage takeout and delivery. Yep. Like that is the way you're actually, one, helping the small business, order still, and sit your ass at home and listen to music and pretend you're at Delilah. Yeah, I agree. That's probably what Pete did. Just invite a girl over, play loud music. He's like, oh, this is from Delilah. He's got the chicken tenders.
Yeah,
he has
he
all his
Domino's
bags
with his
back to take out
Like,
and just be like, I got you some
Brian,
chicken tenders.
You know Brian or John? Which one you know?
I know them both. I know
both, actually.
Close friends.
Okay, here's another thing. Anand talked about this, the rich person's, really I blame the rich here, but rich person's illness, at least in the beginning, true. Let's talk about how it's affecting rich people. In the Hamptons, a couple of changes. People have been walking into the banks and asking for large cash withdrawals. Yep. And people have been buying boxes of wine instead of bottles.
Ooh, God forbid.
Yeah. How
Not
dare
even
Look at the
vintage. They're not
sacrifices.
even drinking vintages now.
They're probably not even drinking aged wine.
Yeah, so they're paying the price.
Yeah.
You know, so just know that it's hitting everyone hard. They're being forced to go into the icky bank.
Yeah.
And withdraw large amounts of cash and buying wine by the box.
A woman in Dumbo said that like grocery stores are so empty because it's such a rich neighborhood in Dumbo, Brooklyn.
Yep.
But then when you go a little bit inland into other neighborhoods, that there's food available, there's everything fine.
Yep.
Like rich people are just gouging. And that actually leads us to the next topic, which is Lucian Grainge, who's the head of Universal Music Group, had a 60th birthday on February 29th in Palm Springs at the world famous Madison Club. And it's reported, it was 100 some odd guests, and Tim Cook was there. Some other folks were there, some other very notable people in the industry. And he is sick. He's got corona. It's unclear his status of his health, but this is crazy because that party probably has some of the most influential, wealthiest people probably in the world who came for it because of who he is. And now so many people are infected.
But do we know if he had it at the time?
That day?
Or if he contracted it there, or if he had
Like,
it
did he
there.
have it after, or did he get it? Like, we
Well,
don't know.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah,
You
'cause
never
it was
know.
what, end of February?
Yeah, he's a leap year birthday. Imagine if this wasn't a leap year. Maybe he wouldn't have had a birthday party and everyone would be fine.
Do we know? Because we don't know how long he's had it. We don't know any of that information.
No, we don't know anything.
Gosh.
But, you know, he's got it. He's 60 years old.
I mean, how does Trump not have it? He shook that guy's hand.
So here's the problem. Do you actually believe he got tested? I don't believe he got tested.
I don't believe he'd be able to stand without coughing or anything and give those addresses to the country.
There's a couple times where I thought he was holding
He had
a cough.
shortness of breath in the Friday press conference.
It looked like he had a cough drop in.
Yeah.
You see that?
Did
There's a
it?
couple close-up clips where he was doing something with his...
Look, he may have it and just not have bad symptoms, but there's no way he hasn't been exposed.
They said that basketball player who
Rudy
got it...
Gobert,
Or Donovan Mitchell.
Is Donovan Mitchell on Rudy's team?
Yeah.
Who's the other guy? Another player got it because they played each other that Saturday
the guy
night.
on the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said that he has it, tested positive for it, but has no symptoms.
Same with Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's been posting videos all week and seems fine.
Because Rudy posted one too.
We have two close friends that have it.
You do?
Yes.
Do I know them?
I
Can't
not
talk
saying
about it on the
anything.
I know,
Let's
but do
say
I know
names
them?
here.
Can't talk about it on the pod.
But do I know them?
Can't talk
Maybe.
about it on the pod.
Maybe. But they both have said that they felt like they got hit by a truck,
Yeah.
and one is recovering and one just got it.
Have you been around him lately?
No, I have not.
Because you're real close to me. You keep looking at me when you talk.
But it's crazy that we're hearing now people that we know that are getting it.
I can't wait till we're done recording.
Speed this up.
I gotta hear this. Okay. Okay. A couple more things. Did you see? Okay. Newt Gingrich is in Italy right now during coronavirus absolute chaos in Italy. He is saying America has to act now and act very big. I'm guessing he sees how absolutely nuts it is.
Finally, this useless pile
Little
is
Newt.
giving some
Too
piece
little,
of
too
information. Yeah, we don't care.
Thanks,
Shut up.
Newt.
Move on, Newt.
Shut up,
Move
you
on, Newt.
pig.
Okay. Did you see all the videos of the freaking airports where people are like rushing back from international travel? And I got an idea. Let's social distance, and especially if you've been traveling, you're high risk, and let's jam everyone literally on top of each other inside of every airport, and then just release them.
Pick of every airport.
And then they're just being released into these cities. It's like right before you get here, we're gonna give 20 more people, and then we're gonna send you.
And it's happening all over the world. It's not like it's unique to the U.S. I had a friend traveling from London today, and he said it was almost as if they were like, "How do we spread this as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
Let's figure this out."
Maybe the China guy was
cough
right.
at the same time and touch the left hand.
Yeah,
of
everyone
the
please
person next
grab
to
the
you.
railing on the way out and then lick your mouth. Lick your fingers. Jesus.
Did you guys see the video of the guy in the subway who has a mask on?
Yeah,
He takes the mask off,
Yeah.
licks his hand, and then puts it on the pole.
Yeah, that guy should be executed.
Idiot.
Disgusting.
Okay, they also, LA Airport seized fake coronavirus kits. Seems like a good hustle.
Yeah, I
You're
mean,
trying to come up.
There was an article also of a guy in the New York Times on Saturday in Chattanooga, Tennessee, that went and bought, I think, 17,000 hand sanitizers.
Yeah, that guy, once again, should be jailed.
And he started price gouging it on Amazon. And the article came out. This idiot agreed to do an article.
This is what's wrong with, like, I feel like absolutely no diss against like Gary Vee or any of those internet motivators. But I feel like this is what you get is like people like this that think they're hustling and then are fucking dumb enough to do an interview because they want to be famous.
And then guess what happened? He got death threats.
Yeah,
and
good.
after that death threats, you know what he did Sunday? He donated all of it. So he lost his ass. This guy's going to be homeless.
Good.
I mean, 17,000 bottles. What's the average bottle? $2?
$2.50? Yeah.
This guy's out like $50,000.
I'm all for people being opportunistic in this time, but you cannot be opportunistic to the point it hurts other people.
No, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's not opportunistic.
It's the same as, what's the dude's name? Blanking. To triple the drug 10x and went to jail. Scorgrelli, Martin Scorgrelli.
Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
That's exactly, this kid's a little Martin Shkreli.
Yeah, that's like that Dirty Money episode came out. Everyone watched it. And he was like, I could be that guy.
Damn it. Okay. 2 more quick ones. Jack Ma is offering to supply us with corona tests and masks.
Thanks, Jack.
The Chinese are really helping us out.
I feel like now I'm starting to think they did make this on purpose.
Yeah, they're like,
because they just fucking quarantined up, executed whoever was sick, whatever the fuck they did.
Yeah.
And then now they're like, oh, by the way, do you guys need anything?
yeah.
They're the hero.
Oh, rest of the world. One of our vendors actually already sent masks. I forgot until you were talking about it. Now all of a sudden you're the good guys?
Yeah.
Where were you back in Wuhan when people were eating freaking armadillos or whatever?
It's called playing chess. We're sitting here playing checkers, not going to restaurants, and they're like,
you know what? We're gonna supply these people with masks. These idiots. Damn it. Okay. And kudos to all the there's been a slew of NBA players, Kevin Love, Giannis, Zion Williams, who are giving money to support the staff in those stadiums with all the people that are not getting paid. And kudos to all the billionaires who've done fucking nothing.
Nothing, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'll tell you what, I'm a little more, slightly more socialist than Anand.
Yeah.
But, and I don't think the billionaires should be like forced to do things. I think right now they should.
You should have a fucking gun to your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be the billionaire
Apple, like
owner.
Apple, Amazon, the people who have got out of all these taxes, who have done all this stuff.
Yes.
Apple has trillions of dollars overseas. Like,
dude,
make this right.
Like testing and like the basic necessities of life. These people can swing one check. Do you know how powerful that would be for a brand? If all tests in America brought to you by Apple, all you people that we've charged $1,200 for a phone for, we're going to give you a test. And then when you're ready and you have money, make sure you're loyal to our brand. It is the biggest marketing moment. These guys are such vultures. Yep. They are incapable of being generous.
Instead, they're shutting down and in bunkers or something.
Apple's like, we're going to shut down stores, pay our store employees. Great. And we're going to give $15 million. $15 million. And Facebook will match up to $10 million. $10 million? Are you joking?
Yeah.
That's what Mark Zuckerberg's security team gets paid, $10 million.
Probably more.
Yeah. It's absurd.
It's absurd.
Okay, how about this? Ferrari's halting production for 2 weeks. So
tragic.
The rich
keep
unfortunately,
getting
you're gonna have to. This is not fair for them.
Yeah,
you know, boxed wine.
Yeah,
you don't get your custom Ferrari for 2 weeks.
This is going to be.
You're using cash over credit.
Ugh, disgusting. And you had to go to the bank yourself.
Yes, could send your assistant. This is going to be. Everyone's calling this the Great Shutdown. As like the name of what's happening. This is going to be the Great Cleanse. That's what it really is going to be.
It is, unfortunately. All the old and super broke people are in a bad spot.
Yeah.
I mean it.
Yeah,
Because what do you do if you work at whatever? Like if you're a waiter at a freaking small restaurant and they just simply can't afford. And then who is hiring anyone right now?
Nobody.
You're screwed.
No.
Okay. Let's try to pad ourselves as much as we can and run some ads.
I feel like nothing's gonna be here. There's
We know there's
ads to
nothing.
be ran.
Crickets.
All right. Hopefully, if anyone has anything they want to donate, make sure the group chat guys are okay. Okay. Next up, did you see that 21 Savage? So 21 Savage made a video saying that everyone thinks he has the coronavirus and he's sure he doesn't. But he looks and sounds exactly like someone that has the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So now everyone's panicking. Like, hey, you have the coronavirus, 21 Savage. Stop.
And his explanation is unbelievable. I've been breaking down my symptoms. I've been feeling and shit. Everybody keep talking about it. Sound like coronavirus.
Okay.
So I say, okay, say less. Where could I receive the coronavirus from? So I go to thinking about my schedule. Okay, where I went. Okay, we went to the club the other night.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
fair enough.
Sounds like a large gathering.
Sounds
So I'm like, ain't no way in hell I caught it in the club.
fair. Oh,
Cause I ain't just skipped over and came straight to me type shit.
oh.
Cause it's like, damn, whoever the higher power is, bro, I know it's 60, 70 fucking ends in the club.
Oh.
I came with some of the fuck ends. So I know it's a good amount of fuck ends in the club tonight. Ain't no way in hell this shit done skipped over all these fucking ends and just landed right on me.
That sounds like that sounds like you read the transcript from like the KKK.
But what's funny is that is just the hood way of saying the way every old rich person's talking.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
why would it come to me? It should go kill everyone else.
He's
first.
part of the rich problem.
Yeah, he is. Hood rich.
Yeah.
Okay, well, pray for 21 Savage, man. I mean, shit, it doesn't sound too medically sound.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think
You
that
just
one
got
came
a
from.
doctor, Mr. Savage.
I don't think that came from a scientist. Okay, how about this one? In Nevada, there's a lot of brothels, a lot of paid sex work going on.
Yeah.
Looks like they have their own way to fight the coronavirus, and they're not going to let this stop them or stop business. They are demanding masked sex.
Yeah.
So you can still have sex. You can still get your bodily fluids all mixed up with some young ladies.
Yeah.
Or old ladies, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
But just cover your mouth.
Yeah.
Which it sounds. I don't think the CDC suggests this
Why?
I
because they
didn't
say
hear 'em address it.
droplets. Droplets are everywhere.
Well, there's droplets flying all over the place in Nevada.
Interesting enough, I forgot who, someone had a friend that works for Tinder, and they were saying that Tinder usage has plummeted because people don't.
They want to meet new people.
Yeah, and I can't verify this,
Yep.
but it was an interesting thing thinking about Bumble, Tinder, Hinge. Like, are these? I think people are active on it, but maybe they're not actually connecting because why would you want to go risk?
What are you gonna do? Go get dinner?
Pete,
Closed.
Pete, you trusted the person that came over this weekend?
Yes, it's been a verified source for some time.
Sometimes
for some time.
it's a repeat offender.
Yes.
And you tracked her whereabouts? over
Yeah,
the
yeah,
previous-
yeah. Where you been? What you been doing? I need
This
to
is a great
log.
time for jealous people in a relationship. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
I want to know every place you've been in the last week. Okay. Now, Walmart is, even though Trump addressed it and said, no need to panic. All these stores will stay open 24 hours if they need to. Walmart is feeling the pain a little bit of all the demand from Corona. They're cutting their store hours so that they can restock shelves and do stuff like that. Also, employees have been sharing on social media concerns about getting Corona from being around so many people. This seems like a really real issue.
Yeah, so it was reducing store hours across the U.S. from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is Walmart. Publix is closing at 8 p.m. Ralph's around here is actually closing at 8 p.m., saying that due to demand, they want to focus on restocking.
Okay.
Yeah, because the stores are empty by like noon.
Yeah, there's nothing in there.
So why stay open?
I wonder what Erewhon is doing. I see a lot of friends shopping at Erewhon.
I'm sure there's just like the immunity squad is in there. just taking
$6,000
wheatgrass shots. And just, you won't get to me.
Ginger.
Yeah.
Take all that ginger
I
down.
want all your ginger.
And it's all people fresh off a workout. Probably not a safe place to be.
No.
No.
I don't. They're all rich. They're all fresh out of Italy, probably.
Yeah, Italy ski trip to Barry's boot camp.
Yeah,
to Erewhon.
whatever. Why not? Freaking crazy people.
It's idiots. People are so. I was actually Saturday night. I was angry. I was an angry person
Yeah.
Because I was like,
Oh, I saw your tweet. You had an angry tweet.
I had a lot of angry tweets because
Yeah.
people are just, their fuckery is going to ruin our lives.
Yeah, that's true.
Like our businesses, all the hard work we do, because they can't sit your ass at home.
Yep. That's true.
It's so annoying that other people's lack of respect for society is going to affect our life.
Yep. Yeah, there's
And I think-
no argument there.
Government officials knew that, and that's why they had to shut the bars and restaurants down.
You know, at this point, give me Bruce Willis, The Siege.
Okay.
Okay. I have a gun. You guys want to just team up in a house somewhere?
Do you have multiple guns?
I only got one. So I'm
Pete,
saying
you
we're-
got a gun? You live near me.
just saying we're better
Just stand
together.
outside my house.
We're better off as a team.
I'd say
Yeah.
I'm big enough bodied. You can just have me stand out there.
I think if shit gets bad enough, we all go to Dee's house.
Yeah.
And we just sort of barricade it.
With one gun.
We got one gun. I'll try to get a couple more.
Yeah.
Pete
We
can
can-
stand outside.
We can
Yeah.
just podcast
Pete,
from
we'll
there.
give a TP outside.
Yeah, I know a couple of people with a little stockpile.
Yeah.
Bring that over.
Yeah.
And
We can
we'll
just pod.
do
We'll
the
just pod.
purge.
We could
Every
pod.
day, daily pod.
I was actually thinking about if this curfew thing actually happens for evening, just my back house area is just converted into a pod area,
Yeah.
and we
With
just
bunk
do
beds.
5-6 pods a day, just podding our face up.
And we just sleep in
We're
bunk
gonna go
beds.
fucking insane.
And we have
5-6
Well, I mean,
security.
you're not going to be welcomed inside, but you know, you'll be.
We could put together a security team.
How's the sound out there?
Pete could be the head of the security team.
Yeah.
We'll get a couple friends with guns
Yeah.
and just post up around the perimeter.
Yeah, we're next to it. We're next to a bank, so we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've broken into a couple banks before, so
You have not.
no. I haven't.
Okay. I have two pieces of news that are not corona related. Do you
Wow.
do you guys want to
Should
talk
we
about
just
it?
punt it? Why are we talking about anything else?
We can talk about it
This
real
is
quick
good. This
if
is
you
good
want.
content.
Okay, NFL. This is big news. NFL made some changes. The biggest one that I saw was weed is now cool.
Weed's good.
Smoke your pot, guys. If you're going to bash into each other, all get CTE, live in pretty much constant pain, the least we can do is let you have a joint, a blunt, or some whatever you want.
So the NFL Players Association voted to ratify their collective bargaining agreement on Sunday, which I don't even know how this vote's even happening with what's going on in the world.
Yep.
But
I
guess
hope
what?
it was a virtual vote.
NFL.
Like the 30
True.
rich old billionaires come together.
All just
man.
breathing on each other.
Yeah.
So weed's
God knows
cool,
where
huh?
those people were.
Yeah. Palm Beach.
These guys quietly added a full game to the season. So now it's 17 regular
Double the
games.
CTE.
True.
The playoffs are being expanded. So now there'll be 6 wild card games. A total of, I think, 14 teams can be in the playoffs. The preseason will be shortened. So that's good. So
I mean, the Stars don't even play. I mean,
Yeah.
the long and short of it, it's great for consumption, owners, revenue, money.
Yep.
It's absolutely detrimental to the players who can't even last a 16-game season.
But the
Let's
minimum
throw in a
salary went up
17.
100 grand.
Yeah.
Minimum,
You can't last 16. You know what we're going to do? Add 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$100,000.
100 grand for the minimum in
Big fantasy football implications. We have to push our legal week.
why?
Because normally you end before the last week because everyone's eliminated.
Fantasy football's over, okay? The season's not starting. Don't worry about it. You
So
should
then why are we talking about
When's the
this?
season supposed to start?
September.
September. It's not starting in September.
Jeez.
It's not starting to fans, I'll tell you that much.
I think going to a live sporting event is one of the most painful things in the world.
I enjoy it.
Well, now it literally
Why?
is.
Well, now
I hate Joe Fan.
Yeah.
now Joe Corona fan.
Yeah, definitely don't want to hang out with Joe Corona.
I bet Joe Fan's the first one to get corona.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Just that. Okay. And then last but not least, Trump is considering a full pardon for his ex-advisor, Michael Flynn.
In the middle of the biggest crisis in the world.
Pardon him.
Great timing.
Why not?
He should pardon everybody right now. This is it. This is his last hurrah. Go out with a bang.
Yeah.
You want to pardon? I mean, shit. You should set up a pardon for Kushner because he's gonna go to jail after the.
What he should do is get Kushner a case, get him arrested now, and pardon him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So you could save at least his
Because
son-in-law.
Kushner's going to go to jail in 2 years if you don't want to go to jail now.
Yep, you're right. Okay. Well, that's all we
I
got.
mean, he
so.
should be pardoning everyone. No one even will care. Everyone's
No.
so focused on the virus.
He
So if
should-
you're a Trump homie that took a case for him and you're not getting pardoned, it's messed up.
All those shady Ukrainian business people get a pardon.
You get a pardon.
You get a pardon. You get a pardon. I wonder what is happening in the prison system with
No corona yet.
really.
They're not going to Italy?
I know, but now it's
Now you'd have to get it from a guard.
it's
Guard.
coming though, right?
Yeah, well, the guard ain't hitting Italy either.
No, but right now it's still like Italy crowd, and then I would say one crowd removed. But like next week, it's gonna be
It's everyone.
yeah,
And
I hope the prisoners are spared.
yeah,
I hope the homeless and prisoners are spared.
yeah. I wonder homeless too, because like, is there not enough contact?
Where you're not even gonna get it.
Yeah, like that's what I wonder.
We'll see.
Maybe being homeless is the move.
I
Pete,
might become.
I could
homeless
test
probably.
this out.
I could stop paying you, and
Yes,
you'll be homeless
and then
next
then I
week.
would be homeless. Then we would find out, wouldn't we?
Just check back in a couple months.
Please don't do that.
Okay. Okay, it's time to end it with our big segment, Millennial Word Monday.
Do we have a word?
Today's
Taylor?
word is COVID.
COVID-19.
By the way, Taylor, you got roasted for.
Yeah, I pronounced that wrong. I got fake news from some guy in Europe.
Oh, so that was the wrong word.
Yeah, the guy that was in the DMs was right.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So we had a decoy.
hey, at least he admits his.
So
Is
what
it my
we're going to do
fault?
is we're going to start with on and go down the line, right?
Exactly, because
Okay.
you're too millennial.
Thank you.
And then I realize our listeners probably aren't as hip and millennial as any of us. So even if you guys all get it, it's good to educate them on it.
Gen X.
I'm going to be embarrassed if I get it.
Well, I think you might get this one. I think we've about to talk this one before, but it's super relevant right now. JOMO.
JOMO.
Yeah, I'll start with you.
So like fear of missing out. It's a
I know
play
what
on
this one
that.
is. I know what it is.
What's the J?
I know what it is.
What's the J? You tell me.
You
I'm
want to pass it? You
passing.
can pass it.
Pass it.
Can you spell Jomo?
JOMO.
Jerking off, missing out.
Close, but not. That could be a better one.
JOMO would describe the joy of missing out, which is
Ding, ding, ding.
the opposite of the fear of missing out. More commonly found in introverted people.
Okay.
It's when you-
Origin is TikTok.
Origin is TikTok on the introvert side, and I would hope that everyone learns to have JOMO in the next 2 months because you'll be missing out on pretty much everything.
Exactly spot on.
That's a very
nothing to
timely
me, right.
millennial word.
Yeah, so if you have JOMO now, that's a good thing.
Hideo Jomo.
That's the good
those
thing. I guess you're right,
locals.
Pete. This is the death of FOMO.
Like, what are you gonna be if you have some friends that get together, maybe, and like you don't get the
FOMO
invite?
might be dead for the next 2 months.
It's a JOMO. JOMO's hot.
But I'm saying there is no MO. There's no
No.
Mo.
There's nothing to miss out on
There's nothing to
besides
do
like
anything.
Yeah. Joy of.
Okay.
I want a view of that Nashville bar tonight. You think it still is popping? The one
Yes.
that went viral?
yes.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
No,
fuck.
my friends are still going out in Chicago. Nobody was not out this weekend.
Yeah.
St. Patty's.
You seen Patty's Day? It was big. It was huge. The college kids on spring break. That's going to be the biggest issue.
Isn't spring break right now?
Yes, it's happening for the next 3 weeks, which means these kids are all going
Are
there.
people going?
Swabbing spit,
course.
doing the whole fucking
Cancun's
9 yards,
probably
and then they're going
nuts.
to come back to their families.
You're telling me you're talking about a fucking curfew in California, but you're not going to cancel spring break?
Cancun? How are you going to cancel Cancun?
Shut it. I don't fucking know. Shut it down.
They waited 2 days for the Miami beaches to shut them down. And they only shut down a section, like where they are at. But it doesn't stop them from
Yeah, we're
being
fucked.
all up in their hotels.
This is why we're fucked.
We have no discipline.
Nope.
All right, well, I'm
Especially
going
not
to the-
college kids.
I hope the grocery
there
store
was
is
a-
open. I was supposed to go to the grocery store after this. Might
There's
be
a-
closed.
Great meme. It was like in the early 1900s, 18-year-olds were forced to go fight for their country overseas and, bomb people. And today we're getting asked to Netflix and just stay at home, and we still can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You need a good old draft.
What are you drafting them to fight?
Draft him to go test people for corona.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it, guys.
It's like the opposite of the greatest generation. The greatest generation is the folks that fought World War II.
Yeah, the boomers.
yeah. These Gen Zers are a bunch of freaking.
This is going to be.
Hussies.
Imagine the Netflix documentary 20 years from now when our children do documentaries on this generation.
Yeah.
The biggest idiot generation.
Yeah.
And it just, they were told that there was a deadly disease and they chose to go to nightclubs and make out and give high fives.
And then bring it home to their grandma.
Yeah, and then wiped out
And kill the greatest generation.
Yeah.
That's literally what we're doing.
And then make memes about it.
and make memes
Yeah.
about
And then
it.
have
Oh
some.
my God, the meme culture right now is.
Memes are on fire. I'm not going to lie.
Memes are on fire. Remember when we were scared about the Iran, like without it was World War III, and we're like, oh, the memes. I don't know, it's kind of scary. This is so much worse. Okay.
And the memes are that much better.
Yeah, they are. It's a good time to be a meme maker. You know, you got a lot of time to figure it out. Okay, that's it. Hit us up on Instagram at group-chat-pod. You got nothing else to do, so subscribe to our newsletter at group-chat.com. And I'm sure this plan might be completely falling through because all of our friends with businesses are probably closing. But the whole thing was we were going to start advertising our listeners' businesses. So if you want us to...
Do you sell hand sanitizer, masks?
And maybe you got a
grocery
stockpile
stores.
we want us to help you get rid of.
Hey, maybe you're a price gouging hand sanitizer guy.
Yeah, but we have a few of those. We have a few of those on our listener base. Anyway, if you want to do that, group-chat.com/advertise. Hit us up. That is it. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't leave your damn house.
By the way, I'm trying to figure out how we can do on Zoom a live group chat, like peppermint style. So in the next 24 hours,
a huge group like that?
you can do 100, and then that you can share that link on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So Kevin from Qualitative Health was trying to help me coordinate how to do that on Saturday night. So we'll hopefully get that done Monday night.
Okay.
Maybe we could do it Monday night. It'd be fun.
That'd be great. Okay. See you later, guys.